while we were composing this photograph, forklifting giant wheel assemblies into place and tweaking locomotives into just the right location for a nice composition, my friend Brian commented that this looks like every little boy's fantasy, and I agree that must be true. I initially got permission from Union Pacific to do a photograph of one of their trains in the rail yard at the Dolores facility in Carson, California. That's here in Los Angeles. I waited another couple months or so for just the right night where it would be relatively slow enough we can get in and do a shot. It is indeed a very dangerous environment and safety is their #1 concern. So the instructions to me were, if I do anything that might infringe upon the safety or integrity of the site, the foreman has the duty and responsibility to shut me down, and I totally understand and accept that. You know, I want to stay safe too. What we did is that the photograph was almost taken in two halves. After composing the wheels and the trains, and we had the back train set up also, we did our photograph and we're exposing and painting with light and doing lots of different pictures. And at one point, the foreman came down to us and explained that, you know, he needs to stop us for a while. And I asked what was going on, and he said he needs to, you know, borrow that train in the background. And I thought, well, that's not so good. And he goes, I also need to turn the lights back on for some time while we're moving trains and, you know, repositioning hardware and equipment. I thought that's not so good at all. Commenting to Brian that, you know, we have basically at this point a half a photograph done. Without the train in the background, we really have no photograph. We need everything or nothing. It wouldn't really work. But the guy said, if everything works well, and it should, in 45 minutes to an hour, they'll turn the lights back on. They'll also give us another train and we can go about our business, and that'll be wonderful. So we were just kind of hanging there and relaxing and waiting for that to happen. And it did indeed. In about 45 minutes to an hour or so, they came back with another train. They put it just in the right position. The lights came off one more time just in our little area. We couldn't shut the lights down everywhere as much as I would love to. We could only shut them down in that small little section we're actually working at. While we were sitting there, you know, kind of waiting, we had a lot of the employees come down on their lunch breaks or, you know, during, you know, some sort of a break in their work and come and see what we were doing. You know, it's not often they get photographers. And I bring with me a little stack of photographs to show people what I'm doing when I'm on location especially. And they liked the photographs, and it was kind of fun to kind of share with them what they're doing and what we're doing and, you know, how the whole thing works. And they were commenting that it's very, very rare that photographers get on the yard to do any kind of, you know, imagery at all. And especially at night, it's almost unheard of and almost unprecedented. So I realized it was very flexible of Union Pacific, absolutely, to, you know, accord me this privilege to be down here. And anyway, we went and did our photographs the rest of the evening. The second train came back. We shot the rest of it. And I think everything was said and done, when I look at the pictures now, I kind of realized that this is not so much as is usual for myself. It's not just a photograph of like engines and big wheels and things. It's really a photograph of the character and integrity of the employees I met at Union Pacific. They were all very gracious to us, very flexible. You know, they do have a difficult job to do. They've got to work hard all night in, you know, a demanding environment. Safety is the #1 concern. And they also watched out for me and also cut me enough slack to let me to get these photographs. You know, it was really very nice. I appreciated it. And the one sort of observation I have as I look at the picture now after everything is said and done is that I kind of see, when I look at it now, this almost ridiculously whimsical sense of scale between the people and the trains themselves, that this is indeed a true and accurate photograph of exactly what was there on that night. The people you're looking at are to scale. These trains look mammoth in comparison to the scale of the people, and almost looks like, you know, child's toys and little like plastic men, and that's not the case. And I just thought it's kind of fun to share with everybody else who looks at these photographs now also to see this. I think most of us don't get a chance to become, you know, in these environments as voyeurs to see how this stuff really works. And I try to make the photographs so sharp and so detailed and so precise. I am indeed a very literal person, as my wife says. And I'm trying to show all these things so you can see when you look at the picture, wow, that's kind of unusual looking. It's not a trick photograph. It's absolutely a literal photograph of what is indeed going on. And this is what these guys do every day of the year when they're on the job. I thought you'd all enjoy it. That's it.